Hey guys, my name is Tati Music, and if you're new to this channel, welcome to Weekly Beats and Music Promotions Season 4. Today we are diving into a groundbreaking realm of sound with the Fusion Wave Stock Edition. Get ready to witness the fusion of creativity and technology as we unveil the Rapify template from this wonderful bundle. So buckle up, because in this tutorial we are taking you on an exciting journey through the world of rap vocal mixing using nothing but the powerful FL Studio stock plugins. So guys, before I show you the template or the mixing of this song, by the way, it's a song by a very good friend of mine, Mfani. He entered the competition by Zagwe. If most of you don't know Zagwe is a rapper. He's helped a lot of people to become major artists. So this template, when you first see it, you're going to see something blank. Of course, there will be no vocals on it, but you're going to find something looking like this. Remember guys, this template is a free template. So if you want something free, this template is your friend. It's a free template. I actually tricked my friend here. He thought I used premium plugins to mix this template, but more on that later. So this is what you're going to see. You're going to see something looking like this, like any other of my templates, guys. So this proves that when I'm releasing free templates, guys, it's not just that I'm releasing just free templates. This one can be taken as a premium template, but because I love you guys and I want to see us grow together, this is why I released this template for free. If you want to learn more about this box cleaning, how to use it, watch this video, because this video is a detailed video showing you guys why we have this box cleaning channel here. This is how the song sounds like.
Ngikuqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba nakho sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhona manje sithule ngathi asiboni ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba abafundayo mabeqeda ubavulele ivalo namaphika nkani kodwa thina sibonga ukuphila kunabaphelele iswini zonina thina sibonga ukufika kunabasigqilazayo kodwa thina sibonga iqhinga bese kuba nalabo abangasifuna basibambele inqindi akekho ofana nawe thina sibonga imisebenzi yakho namanje siphila ngawe futhi singabantwana bakho abanye abazi soloko esidumisa igama lakho zube nami cela ukuhlale ngisentendeni yesandla sakho Thixo wami.
The mindset that we use when we are mixing vocals or mixing songs using the premium or using the paid for plugins is the same mindset that we use when we are mixing vocals using the free or stock plugins. The only difference is that the other one is paid for and the other one is free. So it's what actually separates a producer from being a beginner producer to a professional producer. The mindset, guys. So if you can control your mindset, then you're going to achieve many things in the music production business. If you can see on the screen here, we have Fruity Parametric EQ. Usually on this step, guys, when we are mixing our vocals, we use Fruity Parametric EQ to do the same thing that we did using this Fruity Parametric EQ. Before you start mixing your vocals, before you start boosting, before you start polishing your vocals, start by cleaning the vocals. Subtract what you don't need on the vocal. Fruity Parametric EQ. This is called subtractive EQing. We took off, as we always do using the Filter Pro Q3, we took off a frequency from the lows, guys. This is where we have the background noise, the ground noise, the noises that we do not need on the vocal. Guys, I think by now you are singing this with me. So we clean the vocal, and then cleaning the vocal means that you are preparing the vocal to sound professional. So here we tamed from the 20 Hertz, and then we went on the right side, and then here we rolled about 100 Hertz. That's actually what we always do on this channel. We roll about 90 to 100 Hertz of that background noise, because that is where we have background noise, we have the ground noise, we have the frequencies that even our vocals do not reach when we are talking as human beings. Only bass frequencies you would find on this frequency, bass frequencies and only rumbling frequencies. So here we subtracted about 2 dB. It's actually minus 1.9. We do not subtract a lot here. This frequency is important. If you do a lot of subtracting in this frequency, your vocal is going to sound, as they always say, it's going to lose that depth and it's going to lose that character on it. Okay, and then we have these frequencies. As you can see, guys, we are actually taming here on the frequencies that are on the lower mid frequencies, because that is where, guys, we have problem frequencies on the lower mid frequencies. If you want a more depth tutorial and a more advanced tutorial on how to do a cleaning on a vocal, watch this tutorial. It will give you the full meaning of subtractive EQing.
Mfane. Hey. Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona. Abanye basabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhona manje sithule ngathi asiboni. Ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo. Kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba bafundayo mabeqeda ubavulela ivalo.
So guys, the second step to this template was to do some more subtracting. So here, if you can see here, guys, we boosted on this frequency, on the higher mid frequency, and then we tamed around -6.4 on the lower mid frequencies. We went straight. Remember, guys, this band is where we have that boxy tone, and then we tamed around -3.4 dB. Here we are preparing the vocal before we start boosting anything. Mixing is a step-by-step process, guys. We do not jump steps. If I start with boosting and finish with the subtractive EQing, it will sound some type of way. So that is why, guys, we do things step by step.
Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona. Abanye basabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhona manje sithule ngathi asiboni. Ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo. Kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba bafundayo mabeqeda ubavulela ivalo.
The next thing that we have here is this, the vocal source. I call it the vocal source, but it's actually called the FL Studio Master Source by Whole Loops. This is actually your virtual mix track or your channel strip. So usually on this step, I would use my virtual mix track. So here, if you can see, I rolled off some of the lows and then boosted some of the highs and then controlled some of the transients that were just all over the vocal, meaning the peaks that are just a bit jumpy and not controlled, and then we control them here, and then here we glued the vocal, and then here we are gaining or gain staging the vocal. I always like to gain stage using the input gain, because this is like a volume or a gain before, and then the output gain is like the gain after you have mixed everything. So here we are actually, guys, boosting and doing small tweaks of polishing.
Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona. Abanye basabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhona manje sithule ngathi asiboni. Ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo. Kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba bafundayo mabeqeda ubavulela ivalo.
So the next thing that we have here, we have compression, guys. We have fruity compressor. So here on this stage, it's where I use my SSL bus compressor or using my smart compressor. So here I used a fruity compressor, guys. These are actually the settings that I use when I am doing my SSL bus compressing. We are gluing the mix here. We tried to glue it a bit using that other glue, this one, but it was a completely different gluing here because we glued using this compressor. So now we are using another compressor here, which is this one. So these are the settings that we use when we are gluing the mix. We have a really fast release and we have a fast attack. And then we have a 4:1 ratio. And then we have -15.0 dB on the threshold. And then the gain, we tamed some of the gain to about -1.8 dB. And then we did not do anything on this hard or soft type. So this is how it sounds like with this on and off.
Mfane. Hey. Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhoni manje sithule ngathi asiboni ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba abafundayo mabeqeda ubavulela ivalo.
I know what most of you are thinking or saying right now. I know. It went down, guys. It went down. So the next thing here we have parametric compressing. Okay, what is this thing for? It's actually another form of compressor, but the one that have an EQ on it. So we are strongly again compressing here, and then we are actually controlling the compressor before we use it. So we are EQing the compressor here. So it's a subtle change, guys, a small subtle change. We are trying to fix what this compressor GTM using this compressor and the other steps. This compressor brought back some of the things we tamed using the first two steps and tried to polish it on the third step.
Funny. Hey. Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhoni manje sithule ngathi asiboni.
So what is actually happening here is that we are trying to fix problems that were made by the other compressor that was on our disposal. Here we are trying to bring back some of that gain. So the next plugin that we used here is a Fruity Parametric EQ. Another EQ, guys. I am trying to show you guys that you can actually have a quality production with just using free plugins. This is how it sounds like with this EQ on and off. We are actually boosting here, boosting the higher mids, taming some of the lower mids, boosting some of the lows.
Funny. Hey. Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhoni manje sithule ngathi asiboni ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo.
And then we have this warmer plugin. We are actually trying to have some warmth on the vocal and to have some boosting on the vocal. It actually works as a channel strip plugin or an EQ plugin or a plugin that can bring in some warmth and some saturation on it.
Funny. Hey. Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhoni manje sithule ngathi asiboni ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo.
Brought back some of that gain we lost using that compressor. It cleansed some of that lower noise that was coming back when we were trying to boost and tweak using the other steps. Gave that vocal some warmth on it and some punch on it. It sounded excited. The vocal sounded excited. That is why I used this plugin. A very, very good plugin if you want some normalish saturation, some warmish sound on your vocal. So guys, as you just saw, the vocal was sounding a bit nicer, but there was only one problem with this plugin. The plugin brought back some of the background noise that we already tried many times to take care of. The only thing that I think now is troubling me on this vocal is that background noise. So we need to use a gating plugin. That is why, guys, we used the Fruity Limiter plugin to gauge or to control that noise that was coming back.
Ngiguqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba naku sisindile corona abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhoni manje sithule ngathi asiboni ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi ihamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba abafundayo mabeqeda ubavulela ivalo.
Then we have the plugins that we added here. We have the inflator plugin. It's actually a plugin that is mostly used when people are doing the mastering phase, but it also worked here. It's an imitation, guys. And then we have a de-esser, and this is our settings for the de-esser, guys. You will find all these plugins with these settings on. So here it's where you add plugins that will correspond with the plugins you used here. So here we are actually polishing the mix. So this is how it sounds like with the effects on. The effects, guys, are the short verb. Here's my short verb, long verb, and then my delay. And then guys, we also have an ad-libs, guys. Ad-libs, these are my ad-libs. We have fruity parametric EQ, and then we have the R bass because it was sounding a bit thinner on the ad-libs, so I needed the ad-lib to have some more lower frequency on it, some more depth on it. So that is why I used the R bass to gain some more depth on the vocal. And then this is its effects channel or effects channel, where we have the short verb, long verb, and reverb EQ, and then delays, and then the delay EQ that correspond with the ad-libs. That is why, guys, I like to use templates instead of presets.
Ngikuqa ngiyathandaza lana ngizocela into eyodwa ngibonga ubukhona bakho baba nakho sisindile corona. Abanye abasabonga kade besigxeka sisababoni bethi lo mdala kakhona manje sithule ngathi asiboni. Ngizogeqa amagula Nkosi hamba nathi njalo uzubathethelela abasonayo uzubalonde njalo. Kulaba bagulayo Nkosi uzubaqeda uvalo kulaba abafundayo mabeqeda